Join the bad guys Discord server. Hey YouTube, it's Jacob the Plant. I watched The Bad Guys today. Yay. So before I get to my review real quick, here's just like 30 seconds worth of vlogging about it. Me and my sister are on the way to watch The Bad Guys. Woo! I only got 4 hours of sleep. Oh crap! Oh my gosh, this place looks so cool, guys.
It's not very busy, but still.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Here it is, guys. Woo! Here to see The Bad Guys.
You know what?
Alright, we just watched The Bad Guys.
Mr. Snake is so hot.
Overall, yeah, it's good. It's worth watching. It was fun. I only got 4 hours of sleep. I was so excited about watching it that I could not sleep. And I was honestly not gonna go, but I was just so excited about it. So, ooh, a day early. How cool. So, anyway, I have bullet points. So, this isn't gonna be just me rambling like my Turning Red video. So, first off, the story. Spoiler warning, okay? If you haven't watched the movie, then don't watch my review. The pacing was great because the way you can tell is the entire movie was fun. Like start to end, it was fun. You know, it was a fun experience. And even though I had 4 hours of sleep, in the entirety of the movie, I did not feel tired, and that's a sign of a good movie. You know, like I was entertained, right? So yeah, it was fun, and I really love all the heist scenes. I think those were done really well. They weren't really action heavy, like they weren't really fast paced, but they were really cleverly done and entertaining, you know. And that's not even like my kind of movie. I feel like the movie is a bit too long, to be honest. And there's so many twists and turns. There's so many plot twists. For the most part, all the plot twists, they really do get you. They catch you by surprise. And you're like, oh wow, that's cool and cleverly done. There's a couple times I think it's too in your face. Almost like, you know, they're explaining it to like a 5-year-old what just happened. It's like, okay, I think we understand. The humor. Okay. It was funny. Funnier than I expected. Like, I actually laughed quite a bit, you know. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting to have like a general fun time, but no, most of the jokes actually were pretty good and more mature than I expected. It's not as childish as you would expect, which that's a plus. Like there was a lot of clever jokes and kind of edgy stuff, which is what I love about DreamWorks. Um, yeah, there was like crude humor, but even that wasn't there wasn't that much of it. The crude humor that was there, okay, actually like played a part in the storyline, so it's like justified, you know. So yeah, I'd say the humor is arguably the movie's strong point, actually. Um, okay, then the animation was great. So all the trailers, I was kind of like because I was like the textures don't look like super smooth and doesn't look as detailed as it should be. But watching it in theater, I completely get the style now. Like it looks great, you know. And actually, the characters do have a bit of texture to them. It's just not really that evident, like just looking at trailers and stuff. And like this new blend that's going on, like the new style, Cal Arts or Bean Mouth, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people don't like it, but it's not my favorite style. But for the most part, I think it's great. I think it works like wonderfully, and I'm like all for this being the future of 3D animation. Like this new like kind of blend of 2D and 3D, like it looks great, I think. And I love the facial expressions were awesome. They were great. Like it was just very cartoony and vibrant, you know. The movements were like over the top, but I liked it. So yeah, I mean it looked great. It different but good. Okay. The music, the soundtrack is meh. I even listened to the soundtrack like before the movie was out. It's okay. Like the main song, "We're gonna be good tonight. We're the good guys." Okay, that one's pretty catchy. I'll give them that. And the way that it's implemented in the storyline was pretty clever. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Last but not least, the characters. I'm gonna give each character like a mini review, I think. That's probably like the best way to do this. I'd say, so I said that the humor is arguably the movie's strong point. I think it could also be the characters, which I was expecting because DreamWorks, I think, is the best at this. Out of all the big 3D animation companies, I think DreamWorks makes the best characters and the best like character dynamics and character arcs. And yeah, it wasn't like, over the hedge. It wasn't on that level where like every single character had like their own arc. So I mean, I guess it could have been better, but it was great. The characters are definitely likable. So let me go through. First off, Mr. Wolf. He's probably the best character. He's a wonderful protagonist, I gotta say. I can't really think of any flaws in his character. He really was an awesome character. And just a little bit attractive, okay? Mr. Snake was not what I expected. He's kind of like grumpy. So apparently his character is technically like 50 something years old. But yeah, like he was really likable. He was unique, he was kind of like always kind of in a bad mood, but it was funny though. I feel like he has the character arc of the movie, to be honest, the more I think about it, even more than Mr. Wolf. Mr. Snake is really like the guy who comes around from being like a true villain, and it's done really well. Mr. Snake's plot twists, the way that he teams up with Marmalade. Is that even his name? The hamster guy? I don't remember. Mr. Snake the whole time was actually helping out his friends. That was great. The only complaint I'd have about their two voice actors, they kind of like they tried a bit too hard, like to have like that raspy cool voice, I think they tried a bit too hard to sound cool at a few points, but oh well, it's fine. It wasn't bad. Yeah, and then the other three of the main cast, I'm a little bit disappointed. From the trailer, I thought we would get more of them. Mr. Snake and Mr. Wolf are by far, like, they get the most screen time. They're, like, the most important. The other three aren't as relevant as I expected them to be throughout the film. But anyways, Mr. Shark, he's fun. I don't have much to say about him. And then you've got Mr. Piranha, who was, fun, crazy. And then Mrs. Tarantula. Unfortunately, she was about as meh as the trailers made her out to be. She's kind of like the cool computer tech girl. And then there really wasn't much more to her, And like I said, they're not really, these aren't really bad things. It's more like things that could have been better, But it doesn't really take away from the movie. And then we got the biggest surprise, Diane. She was surprising. I did not expect her. Not only like did I expect her to have much of a personality, I didn't think she was gonna play such a big role in the movie, but she really did. That was another plot twist that was done pretty well. Although I kind of guessed it, but they didn't try to play it off like, oh, everyone's gonna have no idea who this is. I think they were self-aware because she revealed herself pretty quickly. But yeah, it was really cool, and like the whole thing of like, oh, foxes aren't that different from wolves, and how she was secretly actually a super villain or like a villain in her past surpassed my expectations. And then we got the hamster guy. I think his name was like Marmalade. Not as bad as like Hans from Frozen. Okay, like it's not like terribly done, but it's kind of predictable. But even then, even he's like an interesting enough character, But yeah. And then other minor characters like the main cop lady, she was funny. So overall, I'm gonna give my overall rating of the movie. First off, from like a 1 to 10 scale, it's an 8, which is exactly what I expected. It was a fun time, start to end, just like I was hoping. However, other than like Diane Foxington, it didn't really exceed my expectations in any way, which in a way that's kind of disappointing, but at the same time it's not, because it was still a good movie. Overall, 8 out of 10. And then on like the tiers, it's a B tier. Is it worth watching? Yes. And it's a fun time. So, yeah, The Bad Guys is good. Woo! I said join the Bad Guys Discord server!